Welcome to Max TV. Sometimes nature surprises us so much that it's hard to believe. In this video, you'll see the most unexpected and amazing moments with animals caught on camera. From incredible actions to completely unpredictable behavior, these animal moments will make you wonder, how is this even possible? Get ready for stunning footage that will definitely stay in your memory for a long time. Here's what happens when a cuckoo is placed in another bird's nest. It grew enormous, several times bigger than its foster parents, yet they still keep feeding this glutton. It looks hilarious. Tourists in a jeep decided to film what seemed to be a calm hippo, but the wild animal suddenly decided to attack. Luckily, they managed to drive away quickly, though their jeep ended up with a few scratches. If you don't have a knife handy for opening packages, a cat's claws will always do the trick. The cat's reaction to stinky cheese really made me laugh. Here's a similar moment with some sour cream. Residents of a house reported strange scraping noises coming from the drain pipe. First, all the leaves had to be removed, which was no easy task. And there it was, the source of the noise. A rescued chipmunk quickly scurried away. The owner definitely didn't expect such aggression from her cat toward a bear. If it weren't for the window, the cat might have torn the bear to pieces. At a German zoo, an elephant learned how to take a shower by itself using a regular water hose. The Asian elephant named Mary caught the attention of researchers who started studying her ability to use different tools after her self-initiated water routines. How about this sound battle? I think the dog nailed it. I've never seen a climbing dog like this before. Not only did it scale a tall fence, but it also overcame the obstacle at the top and made a successful descent on the other side. A little elephant got stuck in the roots of a tree and people had to rescue it. They managed to free it soon after, but the angry elephant decided to attack the humans to get revenge for the rescue. A woman decided to film a massive spider on her car, but it didn't have long to live. At night, a deer came face to face with a skunk, and in a panic, it bolted straight onto a grill. These are fiddler crabs emerging from their burrows after the tide recedes. They wave their claws almost in unison on the beach as if calling out to someone. In reality, the males are trying to attract a mate, and for a female, choosing a partner from such a sea of waving yellow claws is no easy task. This surfer clearly didn't impress a sea otter, and she decided to steal his surfboard. Sea otters are dangerous creatures capable of inflicting serious injuries with their bites, but luckily, this time, no one got hurt. A man driving a car had to brake suddenly after spotting an enraged bear with her cub. Although he managed to stop in time, a few scratches on his hood were unavoidable. People decided to rescue a little chihuahua stuck on a bridge support, but the dog turned out to be very aggressive and started barking immediately. When the rescuer got closer, the dog jumped into the water. The man quickly caught it, and it's a good thing he was wearing gloves. The feisty pup was biting as hard as it could. A bold moose stepped onto the tracks and stopped an entire train, but that wasn't enough for her. She decided to attack as well. Very brave, this might just be the boldest moose in the world. Random witnesses on snowmobiles captured a wolf chasing a coyote. It seems the wolf is hungry, which means sooner or later, it'll catch the speedy coyote. Someone decided to put gloves on their horse's ears, and it looked so hilarious that it inspired a wave of similar videos. I love it, it's genuinely funny. Here's how veterinarians give a hedgehog a shot. I've never heard such screams before. While cycling along a narrow trail, a man stopped in front of an angry black bull, but as it turned out, the bull was just as scared, and they both quickly went their separate ways. Velvet worms, or onychophrans, shoot sticky slime. These glue guns help them immobilize their prey, giving them time to crawl closer. The prey's glued limbs make hunting much easier for the velvet worm. Instead of straight streams, they use a special spray trajectory, and when the liquid contacts air, it turns into adhesive that wraps around the prey from both the front and back. On the road, people spotted a fox cub wandering around with a jar stuck on its head. It even approached the humans for help. The jar was quickly and successfully removed. This is a very peculiar phenomenon, a bird taking an ant bath. It deliberately sat right on an anthill, letting the insects cover it completely. Thanks to the formic acid, the bird's feathers are cleansed of parasites. While driving down a forest road, a man had the good sense to turn on his high beams just in time. Without them, a collision with moose would have been inevitable. This happy little dog was running around the yard enjoying the snow, but the cheerful walk quickly turned into a nightmare when a cougar appeared. The big cat was clearly after the dog, but the owner stepped in just in time and scared the mountain lion away with her shouting. Fishing in Brazil isn't just about catching a big fish, it's also about keeping it safe from hungry crocodiles that are everywhere in these rivers. The local fishermen handled it like pros. A cardinal fish tried to snack on a tiny crustacean, but the crustacean immediately ejected a glowing liquid. These tiny creatures, called ostracods, store chemicals in their bodies that, when mixed, produce bright bioluminescent flashes. However, this sudden light show on the ocean floor can be dangerous for the fish as it attracts larger predators right away. Attention, heist of the century! These beavers clearly broke into and looted a vegetable storage. Look at how this dog greets its owner after 6 months apart. At first, it doesn't even believe its eyes, but in the end, it leaps joyfully into its owner's arms. I'm stunned. This is what catching sand fleas for bait looks like. It's hard to believe so many of these creatures live in the sand. The fight between these two monitor lizards looks absolutely hilarious. It seems like they're just standing here hugging after a long separation. This silly turtle ventured too close to a clownfish nest. It turns out clownfish fiercely defend their eggs from any uninvited guests. After a swift attack to the eye, the turtle realized it was time to swim away quickly. Here's a similar moment. In the forests of New Guinea, you can find peculiar structures that once baffled explorers. Early researchers thought local tribes built them for ritual purposes, but the true builder is the male golden-crested bowerbird. Year after year, he tends to and perfects his tower, all to attract a mate with his architectural skills. A mother seal decided to lead her pup to new feeding grounds, but traveling across the ice was slow and dangerous as many predators were looking around. For the first time, the pup had to swim under the ice over a long distance, and it ran out of oxygen. The mother seal had a tough task ahead, quickly teaching her baby to breathe from air bubbles trapped under the ice. It was a life or death situation, but they made it and safely reached other seals. A man was boating when he spotted a drowning duck. He pulled the shocked bird out of the water, but it took a long time to recover. At home, he fed and cared for the duck, and after a few months of recovery, he released it back into the wild. This moment made me laugh so much, a scared dog started screaming like a human. Hey! Hey! After reviewing footage from their security camera, people discovered who had been hunting their decorative deer. A large bear knocked one over and decided to take the smaller one with it. This predator was long thought to exist only in the stories of indigenous peoples. No one had ever seen it, so scientists dismissed it as a legend. It's the Andean cat, and it was only recently captured on a camera trap. It's estimated that the population of these beautiful cats is less than 2,000 individuals. In this battle with a predatory bird, a bullfrog refused to give up and fought for its life with all its might. It even tried to attack and puffed itself up to look bigger. Eventually, the bird realized it couldn't swallow such a large frog and gave up. A polar bear spotted 3 reindeer and began a chase through deep snow. When the reindeer split up, the bear focused on one target and it wasn't about to give up. A very successful hunt. Raccoons have gotten completely out of hand. They're now opening doors on their own and stealing food from poor cats. When a wild boar appeared in a field, the domestic cows didn't take kindly to it. The cows started attacking the boar, which squealed and tried to fight back, but soon realized it was time to run for its life. A mountain camera trap recorded an incredible moment showing that wild boars aren't as defenseless as they might seem. They can stand their ground against a pack of wolves. A wildebeest that got separated from its herd tries to cross a river, but the hippos weren't having it. The wildebeest quickly realized it's better to go around these hostile creatures. A crazy rooster crowed so long and so loudly that it fainted and blacked out for a second. Cows usually return home along their familiar path, but this time the river's water level had risen dangerously high. The animals didn't realize the danger, and unfortunately the current began sweeping them away. Whether they survived remains a mystery. Next, we see a stunning lioness attack as she charged at full speed into a troop of baboons. In a spectacular leap, she caught one right out of a tree. Unfortunately for the baboon, hiding wasn't enough. It should have run like the others. Next is a funny scene. A Kangal puppy approached a sheep, which started nudging it with its nose. The mother Kangal rushed over to protect her pup, carefully pushing the sheep away from her little one. A man found a large swarm of bees clustered on the asphalt. Luckily, he knew what to do. His goal was to find the queen bee and place her in a small box. It didn't take long to locate the queen, and once she was secured, the rest of the swarm quickly followed her into the box. The hive was caught and ready to be relocated to a new home. A stolen bag of dog food was traced back to the culprit thanks to store camera footage. I don't think calling the police is necessary. This thief was caught red-handed in the garage. The dog knew it was busted and immediately spit out the stolen food in guilt. This little dog was caught on camera by the store owner, who seemed to be expecting him. It looks like this isn't his first visit. The funniest part is how cautiously and awkwardly the dog grabs some food, then joyfully hops away down the street. Absolutely incredible. When this squid is pulled out of the water, it becomes completely transparent. A true underwater chameleon. Just look at what happens at night on this river. There are hundreds of crocodile eyes glowing in the dark. I don't think anyone would want to take a swim here. After crossing the road, one bear cub couldn't climb up a steep slope and started to panic, but there was no need to worry. Its caring mother bear would never leave her baby in trouble. Why do you think birds in Africa love riding on the backs of ostriches or other large animals? It's not free transportation. The truth is, the birds use these animals as battering rams. As the animal moves through dense grass, insects hiding there scatter. The opportunistic passengers simply swoop down to snatch up their prey. Cows often save other animals from hunger, especially when they produce more milk than needed. In one funny case, a cow was nursing her calf when a domestic duck joined in. Apparently, the duck enjoyed the milk just as much. And here's the reverse situation. A dog decided to feed a calf. I've never seen such a friendship and care from a dog before. This dog is a natural hunter. It brought home a wild duck and proudly placed it in front of its owner. But the duck was clever, and as soon as the dog let its guard down, the duck bolted and escaped. This domestic buffalo somehow fell into a septic tank. People spent a long time digging and figuring out how to rescue it, but they succeeded. The buffalo came out alive and well. Ordinary drivers stopped on the road to rescue a distressed bear with a metal can stuck on its head. The rescue was extremely dangerous, as the freed bear could have attacked anyone. Thankfully, everyone managed to get away in time. I'm not sure what kind of tumbling show this zebra decided to put on near the tourist jeep, but it's perfectly fine. I think it just wanted to delight the people. Fishing in Brazil took an unexpected turn when a capybara got hooked on the line. Somehow the poor creature's ear got snagged by the lure, and its cries were heart-wrenching. The fishermen were hesitant to handle it because of its large teeth, which could deliver a painful bite. Eventually, they managed to lift the animal by its hind leg and free it from the hook. The capybara will live to see another day. A squirrel lost its baby under a tree, and a passerby decided to conduct an experiment. What would the squirrel choose, nuts or her baby? Shockingly, the squirrel grabbed the nuts first, only returning for her baby afterward. Not exactly Mother of the Year. Check out this clever cow. While the others are simply drinking water from the trough, this one figured out that using a hose is much faster. After diving, this diver was in for a very unpleasant surprise. A sticky octopus latched onto his back with its tentacles. It took him a long time to free himself. When this bird saw the fluffy dog, it immediately knew where it would find materials for its nest. Right after hatching, this insect begins inflating its eye stalks on its head. These are stalk-filled flies, and the tip of each stalk is a complex eye system. Once the tissue hardens, males compete by comparing their stalk widths. The wider the eyes, the better their chances of attracting a mate. In Canada, a black bear was spotted in a tree in the middle of downtown Grand Falls. The tree was on a central boulevard, so the frightened bear drew significant attention from locals. Wildlife rescuers arrived, shooting the bear with a tranquilizer dart. The bear slowly began to fall asleep and descended little by little. Eventually, it lost consciousness and fell into a tarp held by 4 wildlife rangers. The rescue was a success. A baby buffalo clearly mistook a rhino for its mother, but it's not going to find any milk there. Here's how birds pluck fur from deer to build their nests. It looks quite unusual. Imagine the ingenuity it took for the birds to come up with this idea. I'm sure nests made of fur are incredibly warm, though the deer might end up looking a bit bald after such raids. Here's a similar moment. A small bird attacked a dog as it also needed plenty of fur. This fox, on the other hand, seems to enjoy getting such an unusual massage. If you're feeding an ostrich some nuts, be careful. Phones are also a favorite snack. Here's a similar moment. A man on a bike trail encountered 2 moose. Knowing how aggressive these animals can be, he stopped immediately, stayed calm, and climbed over the barrier. Luckily, the moose were calm and friendly and left quickly. When a mechanic started removing pine cones from a woman's car engine, she was absolutely shocked. A squirrel had built a nest there and stockpiled an impressive winter supply of food.
Turns out a squirrel was hot.
And in these photos, another squirrel made a nest filled with grass and nuts. In the strong wind of a cornfield, the noise was so loud that a man managed to sneak up on a sleeping coyote undetected. The coyote only woke up when the man tapped it on the back with a corn leaf. Startled, the terrified animal bolted away in a complete panic. In this clip, we see a real fight for meat in a zoo. The turtles want to eat too, but with such quick crocodiles around, it's nearly impossible for them to get a bite. And here, a crocodile was tossed some food, but a speedy turtle managed to snatch the treat right from under the reptile's nose. This forest camera trap captured a bear chasing a cow moose and her calves. The moose took refuge in the water, and this time the mother moose managed to scare the bear away. However, it's likely the bear won't give up so easily and will continue its pursuit. I'm not sure how they plan to rescue a bear with a metal can on its head, but it sounds incredibly risky. This dashcam footage captures an unusual incident. Traffic was stopped by the police because a deer had gotten trapped under a car. The deer couldn't free itself, so the back of the vehicle had to be lifted with a jack. In the end, the rescue was successful, and the deer walked away almost unscathed. This is something I've never seen before. A bear in a zoo has learned to use nunchucks, and now it looks like a real ninja. It's unclear how this vulture managed to swallow such a large bone, but the real mystery is how it's going to come out. A wild elephant decided to charge at a motorcyclist. Fortunately, the biker didn't stay put. He revved the engine and sped past the angry giant just in time. Inviting your dog onto a hammock probably wasn't the best idea. A bystander captured footage of a mouse scurrying through a pile of fallen leaves, seemingly searching for something. After about 3 minutes, it dashed under a fence. Soon, the person filming realized what was happening. The mouse was looking for her lost newborn baby. Deciding to help, he moved the baby closer to the mother, who happily carried it off to their new home. These hornbills have an artificial nest made from a metal barrel. As you can see, one parent brought a snake for the chicks, while the other brought a praying mantis. But suddenly, one of the birds noticed a nearby camera and decided to destroy it. The hornbill succeeded in damaging the device, as the image turned completely red. This video captures a rare moment of interaction between two predators in their natural habitat. The leopard was lucky to escape in time from those wild dogs. People in the forest heard a loud fight between two moose and quickly realized something was wrong. The poor animals had their antlers locked together. Without human intervention, both would surely have died, but the people managed to separate them, and the moose walked away unharmed. It's unclear what this foolish and crazy donkey wants from the camel, but the camel is clearly not enjoying the unwanted attention. This funny moment was captured in Brazil. A small green snake emerged from a car's side mirror while it was moving, causing a storm of emotions from the passengers. They rolled up the windows, but it seems like this snake isn't venomous. Just look at this. This dog is completely blind and deaf, yet every day its owner drives to the field to pick it up. It relies only on its sense of smell, but with such a caring owner, it's still incredibly fortunate. Now for a super interesting moment. You'll be amazed at how it ends. A lioness stealthily approached and attacked a large zebra. She managed to bring it down, but help arrived for the zebra in the form of a buffalo. Startled, the predator retreated and the buffalo turned on the zebra, jabbing it with its horns. Perhaps the buffalo was trying to lift the zebra up in its own harsh way, but it looked more like an aggressive attack. Eventually, the zebra got to its feet and started limping away. However, the lioness wasn't giving up. After a 100-meter chase, she attacked again. The zebra had no chance of escape. A Los Angeles resident spotted a bobcat stuck in a chain-link fence. Using a stick to help, they managed to free it, and the bobcat quickly ran off on its way. If there's no one at your door after the bell rings, it might just be an ordinary woodpecker. When the time came, young flamingos were left behind in a freezing saltwater lake. For 4 months, their parents had cared for and fed them, but now they had flown off to warmer places, leaving the chicks to fend for themselves. The chicks couldn't fly yet, making survival in such harsh conditions a monumental challenge. Each day grew colder, and some chicks froze in the ice. However, perseverance paid off, and many chicks eventually grew strong enough to take to the skies and leave the lake behind. A ticket to adult life was earned. This dog's attempt to copy its owner's trick clearly didn't go as planned. This cat clearly doesn't like the little black dog running around near its canine companion. At just the right moment, the cat launched an attack and quickly drove the intruder away. This leopard has some seriously big ambitions. It tried to take on more than it could handle by attacking a newborn hippo. The foolish cat ignored the fact that just a few meters away was the massive mother who wouldn't let her baby be harmed. The leopard quickly realized it had no chance and backed off. Next are a few moments of a peregrine falcon hunting pigeons. These attacks are absolutely stunning. It's hard to imagine a predator more skilled than this magnificent bird of prey.